Morning, Professor. Happy Teachers' Day.
Morning. Thank you. God bless all of you. We are all teachers because of all you guys. Okay. So let's wait for a few more students to join.
Sure, Professor.
Thank you.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys doing? Sunday morning.
Doing good, sir. Wish you a very happy Teachers' Day.
Thank you. Thanks a lot to all of you. Because of you guys, we are teachers.
Morning, sir. Happy Teachers' Day.
Thank you. Thank you, all of
Happy
you.
Teachers Day, sir.
Thank you, dear. God bless you, all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
ಗಾಡಿ
So, can we start the session or wait for a few more minutes? 33 only logged in. What do you suggest?
So
Sir,
we
we'll
can
wait
wait till
for-
9:35 and we can start.
Okay, no problem. We'll wait.
So happy Teachers Day, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. God bless all of you.
Happy Teachers' Day, sir.
Thank you, dear.
Hello, sir. Happy Teachers' Day.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you, people. Given an opportunity, will you people like to become a teacher after 45, 50?
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Wow.
I
So
was a
coming out.
teacher for 5 years, sir.
No, would you like to become like the way I
Yes,
did?
yes.
Yes,
I
of
was a
course.
hardcore corporate guy up to the age of 50, 55. You know that?
Absolutely, sir.
Yes,
is
I
a great
started my
profession.
career as a teacher and then I went to corporate. So once I'm retired from here, I will surely move towards teaching again.
That's what I'm asking. It's a good line, and not only from your point of view, from overall stakeholders' point of view.
Correct.
So that is something that I also did.
You
Yeah.
studied, then you worked in corporate, especially when you want to teach management. You know, I strongly believe anybody who got a corporate exposure to be able to do little better job in teaching management.
Very true, sir. I was the trainer, sir, and then
Yeah, and plus we should also give it back to the students or the industry professionals or anybody by way of your teaching, sharing of knowledge. If you ask me, I'm enjoying. See, all of you know my background, right? I did my PhD from IIT Delhi, but I straight away went to corporate. I was in corporate for nearly 25, 30 years at the unit and corporate level at various leadership positions. So at the age of 50, I migrated to teaching. Now last 10, 15 years I've been teaching. I was also academic administrator as dean, director, vice chancellor, all those kind of things. But I still like this teaching part of it now. Now, if anybody wants me to become a full-time vice chancellor, I would say no. Because again, getting into that kind of position gets into again corporate kind of.
Good to know, sir.
Yeah. So it's happy if you know that you're able to, fusion all your experience, and the way you approach the book or a subject will be totally different once you go. So I wish all of you, either full-time or a part-time or a guest faculty, after 45, 50, should get more into this line. But nowadays you can also do something. Right now I'm also CEO of a company. I don't know if you guys know. I'm only an adjunct professor at Diana. Otherwise, I have 15 days I'm a CEO. I consult pharmacy, I consult mining, crushing, all those things. Happy Teachers Day. So what's the plan for today? Do you have any plan? I have a plan. Obviously, I have to come with a plan. Do you have any plan? I want to give an opportunity. Do you want to discuss anything particular? I'm okay. Otherwise, I'm coming with your syllabus to cover it up. Any plans?
So nothing in specific, maybe if others have anything to discuss.
Okay, once we discuss, you can take it. Okay, 1. 2, the assignment part I given to you, all of you got to know the second assignment. There are some 8, 9 case studies I have given, right?
Yes, Professor.
The approach there again is that instead of giving 1, 2 case study, everybody is coming and telling and getting bored. I thought 10 groups come with a different case studies, right? Then all of us learn from each other and the time is also meaningfully spent. But only caveat in that case study is that first 1 or 2 case studies are very lengthy case studies. That Southwest Airlines and Portman. The remaining case studies are very short one. So I suggest at least 1 or 2 teams should take that Southwest Airlines and Portman also. And they are very important case studies. I mean, it could have been easy for me to make all of you to make a presentation only on that. Okay. But then I thought again it would be boring, repeating the same kind of things. I hope amongst yourself you are taking up 1 or 2 teams would be taking this Southwest Airlines and Portman. Correct?
Yes, sir, we're taking that.
Please do it. Very, very good case study, I can tell you. It is being taught in the best of the Ivy League schools even today. Maybe Wharton, Michigan, anywhere, wherever they teach HRM, these 2 case studies will bound to be there. Southwest Airlines and Portman. And tomorrow when you meet some of your friends or colleagues in some circle, when you talk about how you study Southwest Airlines, you should be able to talk, yes, I know about Southwest Airlines. But it's a very lengthy case study. That's why I suggested 2 teams can take up 1 case study, I don't mind. Okay, especially this 1 and 2. The remaining ones, 1, 1, 1. I hope you are coordinating all of you. Again, I have not given any direction. Team number 1, take 1, 2, 3. Then it will not be fair on my part. So I left it to you guys. You are all adult, mature students. I hope you are handling that part clearly.
Yes, Professor.
Any confusion? No, I don't have to intervene there. You are taking care of it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Professor.
Okay. Okay, now today I want to discuss with you, again, a practical experiential kind of, what is job analysis? What is job description? What is job specification? What is KRA? What is KPA? I want to go through this full cycle, starting from job analysis, job description, job specification, KRA, KPA. Got it? I'm going to explain you the framework. I'm going to talk about one position clearly, especially since we are running HR. I've taken an HR position clearly. I'm going to talk about how a job analysis is concerned with HRM or a job description or a KRA, KPA, all those things I'm trying to cover it up today. It's a lengthy subject, but with your guys' background, I can cover it up in 3 hours. Okay, that is a plan. Is it okay with all of you guys?
Sure, Professor. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Professor.
Yeah. Okay, first, as I told you, we are going to start with job analysis. Then next level of job analysis, job description, job specification. Then finally, you guys must be having KRA KPA. All of you have KRA KPA today? Most of you?
Yes, sir. You have.
Yes, sir.
And what is the difference between KRA and KPA? When they give it, though I'm going to cover it up practically, I'm going to give a KRA KPA statement based on balance scorecard. So now, how you companies have a KPA, KRA KPA? What is the difference between KRA and KPA? Your experience. It sounds same, right? KRA KPA. How do they differentiate various corporates? You're all working for corporates, right? Do you have any idea? No? Okay, so I'll go through it and finally maybe we'll discuss the second after 1.5 or 2 hours. So first let's start with job analysis. But before doing that, you know that where does HR starts? HR normally starts from the day somebody joins the company. You know, onboarding, placement, reporting structure, training and development, monitoring, performance management, monitoring, reward, and goes on. So entry to exit. That could be the one better way of explaining the HRM scope. But any effective HRM cannot be handled only this way, entry to exit. Unless you take up before somebody joins. Most of the company, I know most of the students, when they go for a new job, they'll always say that there's no fit between my job, what they explained, and what I wanted, kind of thing. Even in companies also, I've seen most of the companies, they'll recruit very high-fi guys with 50 lakh, 60 lakh, 1 crore rupee salary. But they have not worked out in detail before joining. Are you getting my point? We normally tend to concentrate entry to exit. Entry means the day you recruited, he's getting on board, he's placed, he's reporting to boss or somebody reports to him. You give him the role clarity, you give him the training and development, you are allowing the, all the dashboards and performance is being measured and managed. It goes on like that, rewarded and finally exits. But this portion can go very well provided you do before the entry, which most of the organization, including HR person, may not be giving that kind of weightage. Not all, few of them are not giving that kind of weightage. So they need to do proper job before entry. If I have to head an HR director of any company, I will give 40% of my time to do that kind of job. If I have taken care of that job, having a correct kind of job description, job specification, KRA, KPA, my other problems will be knitted very easily. Since I'm not doing that one correctly, I'm trying to solve the problem. Somebody joined with some sorts of KRA expectation, or I took him with some other KRA expectation. When they come into line, they are not happy, they don't know the skill set, their motivation is not there. No, it gets into various other issues. So it's better to have a concrete job analysis, job description, and then you can have a competency-based HR. You need to have a competency-based HR, right? And why do you need to have a competency-based HR? There are only two issues. Let's understand from a business point of view. Each individual wants to achieve. Each individual can achieve. Each individual wants recognition. Why not? So it is possible. If you go by the theory X and Y, each individual has got the talent. Each individual has come to perform. Each individual can achieve. They want to have orientation of achievement. Each individual has got a recognition, which is from individual point of view. And this is what is going to help you to get a business point of view. If somebody is engaged, happy, and very well feeling that I'm being recognized, that person is going to contribute very well. So once this part is done, obviously you are running a business organization or a social service organization. Each individual has to contribute to the task, to the goal, the cascading objectives, goals, and strategic goals of the company. So this is possible once you have this issue. Okay. So for this issue, HRM has to have a competency-based HRM. If HRM has to have a competency-based HRM, if they have this approach of entry to exit, recruitment, training, engagement, and all those things, it may give the benefit. But if they do this kind of preventive kind of things, diagnostic kind of thing, which can have a significant impact in the HRM function, which used to be part of now with the trends in talking in terms of HRM, competency mapping, employee engagement, we have lost track of this kind of basic fundamental HR. So that needs to be done properly. So I thought today I will give you a brief explanation about ranging from job analysis up to the KPA. Even KPA level also cannot be done unless you have proper job analysis. Okay, so this is part of. So number one, as I said, job analysis is very much important. HR has to start with the competency-based HR. If HR wants to have a competent-based approach, they cannot have entry to exit kind of HR activities, what we normally have it. They have to go before that entry level. That is where your job analysis, job description, job specification, KRA, KP come into line. Number one. Number two, this is basically twin-based. One is that you have to make every individual comes happy. We have to believe the value system. Every individual has got value, talent, capability. It is up to us. How do we induct? How do we place? How do we recognize? How do we groom? The moment they do it, they will have an achievement. If they have a meaningful kind of orientation, they'll be definitely happy to do that. So the moment you achieve that one, this part is taken care of automatically. They are happy to perform. They are happy to contribute to your task, your KRA, your KPA, your corporate goal, your regional goal, your functional goal. All those things will be taken care of if you do this thing. So this is the basic thing. Now let's understand, like in most of the classes, you guys always learn from me that I want to approach anything from a conceptual framework point of view. There's no common sense kind of it. If you have to talk in terms of common sense, then there's no need for guys like you and me. So now let's start with that. What is the comprehensive framework for working out a job analysis? If you have to take a job analysis, how do you go about it? What is job analysis? Job analysis basically concerned about the job, not the individual. There's a job of a HR manager, there's a job of a supply chain manager, there's a job of IT manager. What is the job entails, not the person. Okay. Now, normally when they talk about job analysis, they get confused with job description. Job description talks about the person. So now let's concentrate only about job analysis. Job analysis is a job, maybe HR manager, maybe market manager. What the job entails? What is the task involved in the job? What is the knowledge which the job is requiring? What is the skill the job would require? Fitting that person is different. First of all, what is the job is? What are the abilities? What are the competencies? What is the difficulty? You talk about a particular job. Take HR manager. Could be HR manager, learning and development HR manager. Maybe a corporate director HR manager. Maybe an IR manager at a manufacturing industry. There are different difficulty, different gradings. So the particular, first of all, one need to understand what is the job in itself without trying to confuse or link any person to the job. Okay. The first framework is task, knowledge, skill set, abilities, competencies, difficulty level, and what are the occupational health or problems that that job is having. For example, HR manager posted in IT industry may not be having that occupational hazard, but HR manager posted in some remote multi-union prone areas may be having a problem of getting attacked or going through stress also. So each job, the position can be HR at an IT in Bangalore, or HR in, for example, HR working in US. Here in India, we use the word preferably, we prefer a male candidate, we differentiate all those kind of things. The moment the HR guy puts that kind of words in US, he'll be sued like it. So the position may look like same, but the position would look at different kind of task, knowledge, skill set. To get into practicality, I got, like, for example, let's apply this framework. Let's take what is that? One HR manager's post. HR manager position in a company. Let's take a manufacturing company. What does the job analysis says? You can apply everyone. I try to apply the knowledge, skill set, everything applied here to be practical. The knowledge is acquiring, training, engaging, and retaining for productivity. The position requires somebody to have a knowledge of acquiring, training. I've just given a skip. This is not an exhaustive one. Just to give a feel of it. The knowledge is the job requires to have the job requires to have the knowledge of acquiring, training, engaging, and retaining for productivity people, maintaining IR to avoid huge losses as it happened in practice like Malaysia. That could be the task. What is the knowledge? The position requires the knowledge of HR, knowledge of labor law, knowledge of SAP working, something like that. What is the skill set the job requires? Hard negotiation, persuasion, networking, ability to go through frustration. That is also one of the skill set. Today, most of the CEO interviews in which I have become a part of it, one question there is a concept called competency-based interview. So one question they are asking to probe the stress level, to what level this guy can handle or manage the stress level, to what level the guy can handle frustration level. So this skill set is negotiation, persuasion, networking. And if you come to the abilities and competencies, I think this job requires problem solving approach. This job approach, conflict handling approach. Okay, difficulty level, this particular position is senior position, large workforce, not a small workforce. Maybe HR manager at 50 people, maybe HR manager was 200, maybe HR manager in a well-run company like Tata's, maybe HR manager in a very strong steel industry or a chemical industry where multiple unions are there, or you are head of the HR. So the job has to be done, multi-union or prone to labor unrest spell. These are the difficulty levels. So you work out first what we call, again I go back, the conceptual framework for job analysis. It is talking about the job itself, not about the incumbent, not about the person who is coming into life. What is the job is actually, because that is a starting point. You cannot change that job, right? Person can be recruited according to that one. But the job is job. Whether you like it or not, that is a job available for that business for that point of time. So these are the analysis. You can try and you can see the task part of it, you can see the knowledge part of it, you can see the skill part of it, you can see. So I try to apply one small position for making it our discussion easy and interesting. So this is the job analysis of a particular HR level position in a large factory. This is what job analysis itself. Is it clear to all of you guys? Now, how will you go about conducting the job analysis? You understand the job, talk to people, conduct interviews, and there are skill set levels in various secondary data available. Have you heard about that ONET? ONET was the American one. They given complete skill sets for various levels: functional skill set, behavioral, situational skill sets. They got into more. If you are migrating to Canada or US, they have an occupational list. They also have a skill set. Which are the skill sets available? I strongly recommend you go through that site called ONET. ONET skills, which talks about various positions, various kinds of skill sets. So it could be functional skill set, technical skill set, conceptual skill set, behavioral skill set, situational skill set. You can get to, so now in fact in US and all, most of the places they don't advertise, you must be an MBA, you must be a supply chain certificate. They don't advertise it. They straight away come to the job. This is a job. This is a skill set needed. Nowhere they do mention about the qualifications. Whereas in India, if you say, we'll start more with the qualifications. We require somebody with MBA, somebody with engineering, somebody, although preferably male candidate, female candidate, all those kind of. So those people, they are more talks in terms of what is the skill set needed, what is the competency needed, and no discrepancy. Male, female, salary, less, more, working hours, all those kind of. So this is about the job analysis. How do you get the job analysis? What is the methodology to job analysis? Study the job, understand the job, talk to those people who done the job, talk to the seniors who handle that job, juniors who handle the job. Okay, go through the nets available, go through the best practices of that particular similar job. Like this day you have a lot of documents, exactly not your job, but similar kind of documents I told you ONET or anywhere else you can get it. So the methodology to approach is conduct interview, collect information, primary, secondary, refer to the data available, and then use your intelligentsia. Accordingly, start preparing a job analysis for a particular position. Is it clear so far? Before I move to the next concept is job description. Is it clear? Any
Yes, sir.
questions? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you will be able to work out on particular position. If you have to work out a particular position, you should be able to. I worked out on one position. I strongly recommend you guys work out on 3-4 positions, maybe if time permits today itself. So now job analysis. What is job analysis? It's job related. How do you go about conducting the job analysis? As I told you, like any other research, primary, secondary, analyzing the job, breaking the task, meeting people, referring to the whatever documents available in the net, similar job, it may not be same job, and using your own conceptual framework, like this is a framework you can use. Task, knowledge, skill set, ability, competencies, difficulty level. For each job, you start looking for this information, you'll get some information. Then you'll be able to plot it this way. I have not done an exhaustive one, just I given you feel of it. So now the first part is job analysis is what, okay. Now how will you do the job analysis? You can use, like I told you, ONET is one, occupational grading is one. You can understand the scientific models, old model of division of labor, job description. There are many things, Taylor's kind of principle for study. And let us try and have this 3 approach even here, 3-pointer. When you do job analysis, does it have a meaningful kind of job? The job analysis throws your responsibility. The job analysis throws the knowledge, result of knowledge. This 3-point also can be taken into one. The other approach is called, don't see the job only as an individual job. What is the social technical skill? How the job is connected with other jobs? Like in this particular position, how this HR job is connected with the marketing team, or a production team, or an operation team. So in that connection, what is the job analysis will have? Will have a frequent conflict or a negotiation with the operation team. So don't see that particular job. This is not about how you are going to, the methodology you are going to use to study the job analysis. You can use your Taylor method, you can use your O-level network or any other method, and try and see the job content should come out meaningful kind of job, a responsibility oriented job, a knowledge result oriented job, and then don't see the job as a job, individual job. How it interrelate to this particular, how HR position is related to IT guys, how the HR, the content can get related to operation teams, how it can get related to the financial teams. So if you see that kind of approaches, this is how we are talking at length about how will you undertake a job analysis study. If you have to work out for marketing guy, or a supply chain guy, or IT programmer guy, or system manager, how will you work on for a particular company, particular level, particular grade? What could be the approaches? These are the approaches you can find. Please mute it, somebody's talking. Okay, so one, what is job analysis we discussed about? Two, we talked about the methods and approach framework. Please mute your phone.
Please mute.
Mute your audio. Okay, so far what we covered, number 5 points we covered. Entry to exist is okay, but before entry to exit, you do it, your HR will be excellent. You can deliver the result. 1, 2, why HR, competence-based HR? You have to make people to happy, engage, and contribute for the business purpose. If they are happy and contribute this thing, obviously all your targets will be clear. Number 3, there are always confusion and communication gap in what is the role expected, role clarity, the skill set expectations, skill matching. All those problems get into a lot of problem after once you got to the entry to exit kind of approach. So if this is handled properly, though it is all well known, but in modern days, we started talking more about best HR practices and things like that without doing a proper job on the prevention. Prevention is what? Having a right kind of job analysis. Then we have talked about job analysis. In that, what is the framework? We talked about it, and we have given one small example of one position. We also said what is the approaches, what is the methodology. So we have a framework of understanding the job analysis. You have some sort of sample study on a small one. 3, and you know how to go about it conducting the job analysis. So far, is that clear to all of you guys?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. In the job analysis, you can see frequently also rarely okay. It's a critical job, it's an essential job content.
Sir, Professor Sulbishan, I have one question. Yeah.
Please go.
Yeah, I have a question. Actually, that time you told that disability not part of the job analysis, but sometimes that person who should be fit for any job, that time also you to consider, na?
Sorry, I'm not getting your question. Please go ahead.
Sometimes that disabled person, the disability of a person, they are not the fit. The person should be fit for some job. That is physical fitness of a person. So is there part of the job, because some job requirement is like that. So
okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, that is my question, because maybe we got an accident happen in the job analysis, that person who come for the interview is a physical not fit.
No, your question is,
but that job maybe need a physical fitness. Yeah.
No, your question is that somebody with a disability or something else needs to also be given certain kind of a job, right? That is your question.
Yeah.
That is a 100% agreed subsequently. But whatever job, the job is not, it's independent. The job itself is independent, right? We cannot have any managerial. Suppose you are driving. What is the driving job requires? It doesn't say that BA degree and BA degree are disabled or the driving jobs requires. What is the driving jobs requires? Knowledge of the engine, knowledge of the starting system, knowledge of the pollution level, right? That is what job analysis. Are you getting my point?
Okay.
You take a driver post, driver of a truck or a driver of a driving of a, now let's not even put a driver. The moment you put driver, it's a main specification. Driving a truck, driving a car. What is the job analysis in the driving a truck and driving a car? What is the difficulty level? Driving the truck, difficulty level goes up, right? Endurance level goes up. All of it. It's a good question you asked. In driving the car, maybe the endurance level is not that much required, right? The skill set. Are you getting my point?
Yeah,
in driving the car, maybe you need to have more knowledge about using the sophisticated IT systems inside.
Yes.
In driving a truck, you may not. So we are talking about only the job as it is, which is not under our control, right? What you are talking is giving a choice of giving a disabled person a job and all, which comes for subsequently when you are looking at a job description of a job or job specification of a job, you can work it out. But right now you are seeing the job which is not under anybody's control. All that what you have to do is try and understand what the job entails. Am I answering your question?
Yes, sir.
Right. Right now the job, it is not under anybody's control, not HR control or a CEO's control or anybody's control. What the job it is, you have to understand. The moment we understand what the job it is, then subsequently we start working out. Now what we do is without even understanding the job. Like I told you a simple example of driving a car, driving a scooter, driving a truck. or different jobs. And the job itself not under anyone's control, right? That has got its own requirement. I hope it's clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now that is what the job, again, she asked a very good question. Job itself is, job has got a requirement which is not under our control. All that is, we have to understand what the job is. Correct. Then accordingly, we'll start working the further actions. Okay, now so far this is clear. Now what is the next one is job description. Now what is the difference between job analysis and job description? Tell me, guys. Job analysis you understood, right? Okay, number one. You must have heard about in your life, many times they must have given a job description when you apply for a new job or a current job and all those kind of things. What is job description?
So role, what type of work we have to do, that the role and the skill set clearly mention which area we have to cover, we have to come, because this lots of skill set is coming on one technology, but specific what we have role, that developer role, the example in IT, developer role, a support role, business analyst role, that is a job description. You have to perform certain role.
The job description
Sir,
is mentioned.
job analysis is like the initial step towards building a proper job description. So it's the process is the job analysis, and the end outcome is the job description.
Very, very well explained. I must say, very conceptually, very concisely explained. What's your name?
Gopika, sir.
Ritika, very well explained. Very conceptually, concisely explained. Okay. Somebody else? Yeah, her approach is very good. It's any job analysis, an initial one, which will probably enable us, facilitate to work as a job description. Very good approach. Very good approach. Okay. Somebody else.
So job analysis is a knowledge, skills, and ability. So if you go for job descriptions, that is like our task, duties, and responsibilities.
Okay, if you talk for it, this is task and knowledge skill, and there is responsibilities and duties. Again, very good answer. You can say job description is more talking about the, based on the job analysis, what is your responsibilities? What is your structural relationship? What is your accountability? What is your authority, right?
Yes.
Yeah, responsibility, structural relationship, authority, and accountability. Could be a job description. Okay, what else? I'm going to give you on the same example, I've also written a job description, which I'll show you. I get your feedback, then I'll come to that point. I worked out for this position, job analysis, job description, job specification, KRA, KPA, based on balance scorecard, everything I've done in this slide. I'll show it to you. Okay, now I want a few more people talking. Anybody like to talk about the difference between job analysis and job description? Are you going the right discussion? I suppose yes, right?
Yes, Professor, my side.
Yeah.
The job description is a defined work. It's already been defined set of job has been defined. So what you need to do technically, and what are the job activity, all those things is defined one. When you say the job analysis is how the job is been, each and everything has been measured in terms of measured, the skills has been measured with certain points or things. So that is the difference between job description and the job analysis.
Good approach. Anybody like to add? I'll show you the job description also, what I've written for the same position. Just to have a clarity, I'm sticking to the same example till the end of the class.
Sometimes job description, there's a range of money also involved, that we have to, how much you have to pay for that particular job. So whatever you see.
All right. Okay. Well, what is the kind of payment, your compensation you are going to pay to them? Okay.
So timing of the job, what is the role, which time you come. So actually, whatever we see in the job description, generally the side, it is clearly mentioned the timing, the role.
Yeah, what time you have to come and what time you have to go out, that kind of things. Okay, rules and regulations. You are trying to say the job description will have more of rules and regulations.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else?
Sir, I would like to answer. So as per me, what I think is job analysis is more of a company point of view, like what they require and everything. And job description is basically for the candidate oriented. Like, it's a process wherein the candidate gets to know what he is supposed to acquire as a skill or what he is supposed to have to get into the company. And job analysis is basically company oriented, wherein the company is presenting what their requirement is, what exactly they require, what all qualities or what all skills they want in a candidate.
Good approach. Can you put it that is job specific? This is in the incumbent specific job description. Incumbent could be individual, he or she. Can you say it like that? Job analysis more of a job specific.
Yes.
In the company, there's a job, not even company specific, it's a job specific. Okay.
Yes.
Or you can say role specific. But when it comes to job description, it's an incumbent specific. The incumbent could be he or she. Right?
Yes, Professor.
Yeah, good approach again. Anybody else like to add?
Myself, Natraj, and
Yes,
I
Natraj,
like to
please.
add. Yeah, I like to add that job analysis means after discussing with the team members inside our company, getting data, and HRs need to create a job description, and it should be displayed in websites like that, according to me.
Good. Most of you have gone through at least 5 to 10 years of experience, right? How many times you got to write a job description which have been relevant and useful and meaningful in your own experience?
Very rare, sir, to be very honest. It's very rare.
No, I mean, I want to learn from your own experience. I mean, I've seen it in my own life, myself, my juniors and myself. How many times your job description has been relevant, meaningful, applicable? It's a piece of paper given, right? Most of the time. To what level in your own experience? No, right now there are nearly 60, 70, all of you are there online. How many of you also gone through your life? Many posting, many job description. How many of people will say this is extremely done properly? Or just a piece of paper given?
Yeah, Professor, myself Murugeshan. So
Yes,
I'm working finance and accounts department.
Right.
So my job description at the time of joining, it's like less, just accounting, invoices and posting, that's all. So now almost I'm covering what and all that management allocated for my job descriptions. So I am doing all, I am satisfied what I am doing my job.
So you mean to say initially they given us some good job description, later they enlarged your job.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's fair enough. You know, he taken us to another level. The job analysis can take you to 3 other level, you know. Once I do job description, I'll come into that. It can be job rotation, it could be job enlargement, it could be job enrichment. I use 3 words based on Murugeshan's words. Job rotation could be you're working in accounts department, or you may be sent to taxation. Obviously, the job description will be changed. Okay. You are working in a taxation, you are sent to the costing. The department remains same, accounts and finance. But within accounts and finance, there is accounts, there is taxation, there is costing, there is secretarial, right? So it could be job rotation. But once you get rotated, then that job analysis of that portion will be different. The job description of that person will be different. Okay, that is called job rotation. Job enlargement means like you are handling already accounts, you also been given additionally costing. That you are enlarging a job. In this case also your job description will get modified. Okay, and 2 job analysis will be joined together, account job analysis and taxation. Job enrichment. Enrichment means that you have been doing some transactional kind of jobs. Now you will be given some strategic role. I mean, you already grown up doing accounting, finance, costing, and taxation. Maybe you are getting into the management cost auditing. So that could be job enrichment. Are you guys getting my point? And based on Murugeshan's question, I got into the other discussion. Job rotation, which is simple. Maybe the HR guy going to IR guy gets into that, or a marketing guy gets into supply chain, or a marketing guy, selling guys get into marketing guys get into the new market or new product, whatever is the job rotation can be. Or from the you come to the corporate level, policy guidance, strategic growth, or go to the heading the operational level at a large level. It could be job rotation or job enlargement. You are getting not only particular job, you added some more job. Job enrichment is that you are getting away from transactional job to strategic growth. So that is, these are the 3 other levels. Job analysis can also come with the job rotation, job enlargement, and job enrichment. These are the other terminology we picked up. So we picked up 5-6 terminology. Job analysis, job rotation, job enlargement, job enrichment. These 5 concepts are clear to you, this terminology. You just learn through terminology also more than enough for you guys. You are all working executive. Sorry?
Professor, can you please shed some light on transactional job role? I mean, what exactly does that mean?
Good, please ask. When I talked about job enrichment, okay. Let's take to HR only. Let's take an HR guy who has been handling a lot of industrial peace, avoiding strikes here, or properly recruiting people and all those things. This is all transactional job, right? Which is important and needed. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
Stupid Mishra, he is the HR director of Aditya Birla Group. He is getting more than crore rupees as salary. Okay, he will not get that kind of salary for this kind of job. He is working at a global level. How strategically he can think about designing a job, how he can think about recruiting the right guy. Thinking about getting the right people engaged correctly. How we can globally improve the employment satisfaction level or employee engagement level. He sits and designs and plans and see how many kind of people are having more satisfied life in the organization. What is the attrition level is not coming down. So he works at the high level kind of thing, not to the day-to-day transactional of sitting in an interview or discussion or sanctioning an increment letter. Are you getting my point? He sits at level. That is called job enrichment, more of a transformational kind of job. He works out drivers for transactional guys to implement it. He works out policy, he works out process, he works out diagnostically. What policies, what process, what system I bring in at a macro level so that the company stands globally. Are you getting my point?
Yes, Professor. Yeah. Thank you.
That guy, Mishra, is getting more than crore rupees of salary. He's also HR head. But he's working on enriched one. His name is known in the industry. Even Sahu, Vijay Sahu of Reliance Industry. He's HR head and sitting in Mumbai. Doesn't even know what recruitment, what's happening. Have you answered your question?
Yes, Professor. Thank you so much.
So 5-6 terminology we picked up so far. Job analysis, job enlargement, job rotation, job enrichment, and methodology for understanding job analysis, framework for understanding job analysis. These are, you just remember the terminologies for your sake, for learning at your kind of level. You don't have to pick up a book and then read word to word. It will be boring and still you will miss the main point and still you will not remember that point in your day-to-day. But if you remember this terminology, that's one way you can learn anything, not only my subject, any subject. At the end of the class, pick up some 10-15 terminology to your own style, not even to my own style or anybody's style. You remember, okay, this terminology means that. I'll tell you, you'll be more successful in your life. Not getting bogged down with the theory for the sake of theory or not understanding the framework. I strongly recommend you must understand the framework. Okay, now any other question? Okay, now let's see how I return the job description for this post. Now we are talking about not the job, the incumbent. I use the word incumbent because it could be he or she. He is responsible for hammer top HRM activities, responsible for maintaining IR, responsible for compliance of labor law, responsible for safety measures, responsible for environmental protection. So here you talk about the person on based like somebody, as he said, the first, that is job analysis first point. Based on that, we design job description. Okay, now you moved on the competence-based HR, next ladder. This ladder talks about what is that person is supposed to do. Whosoever is going to come into this post, this person is supposed to be looking after this kind of job. He will be reporting to so-and-so. So-and-so will report to him. He will be the custodian of documents representing management, the court and association. This job description will fall like this. Is it right? Is it the way you got job description? Most of the companies are different. Or is it clear? Is it clear to you guys, job description? Now can you see the difference between job analysis and job description? Here it talks about what the guy is responsible for delivering. What is his responsibility? What is his authority? What is his accountability? That falls in terms of job description. Once you have it, then once you go to the next level, all that what you are trying to see, Why you are doing the job analysis description and all those things? I get the right fit, correct fit, 100%. I don't fail in getting the right fit for the right job. Right fit means technically that person is fitting, culturally that person is fitting, socially that person is fitting, competency-wise is fitting, value-wise is fitting into the company. If it does it, because recruitment is very expensive, people coming and you are removing or they are going, you are losing much time on that. So if you do that kind of thing, you are likely to be succeeding. So this job description falls down like this in case of this one. Now, what is next job description? Now you already done the HR job in a factory. You worked out. This is the job analysis. Now you also worked out the job description. When I have to do recruitment, the job description for this post is going to be like this, maybe this kind of thing. Now, based on that, you work out job specification. What is the job specification? Here you will come to must and wants. Must be HR qualified, maybe EMBA, maybe PGDM, maybe whatever or equivalent, preferably law background. There is a concept called must and want. Must is somebody must be a HR qualified, maybe MBA with HR or PGDM with HRM or postgraduate diploma in HRM, whatever you call it, or preferably law background. Preferably means may not be must, but it's a desire. Knowledge of the best local, best global practices, or knowledge of local language, age not more than 40 years, 10 years of experience in manufacturing industry, exposure to SAP. Now with this thing, are you getting more into competency-based selection of the guy? And you will be able to also conduct a competency-based interview. See, the interview, otherwise you will ask a general question about it. When you have a job specification clear, so you are setting more into competency-based HRM in terms of job specification, job role, and then the questions can also be framed accordingly. Like if you know that this requires, you can ask the guy, have you been exposed to working in SAP? Have you worked in any software? What kind of software? What kind of level of people? Which industry? Have you worked in manufacturing industry? What kind of manufacturing industry? What are the language level? You know, then interview becomes more structured. Otherwise, interview becomes, we don't know. He says something, you add something. Really, we conclude based on some what you think your perception and that perception and the team perception. It is done. I'm not saying that it's bad, but it is not more scientific, more conceptual oriented. So you get into job specifications. So, for example, this article. So now you can see the difference between all the three: job analysis, job description, job specification. I like to stop here. Is it clear? Is it falling clearly, or there is ambiguity between all the three?
Clear.
It's clear.
Clear now. So you need to work out one or two similar positions. Then only your theoretical framework will get mentally, pinned very strongly. Till you work out one or two positions, like the way I worked it out, you take any of the positions. Maybe after 11 o'clock, I can give a break of half an hour. You just work out one paragraph. This is this post of job analysis. This is a job specification. This is the job description. You do it, then your concept will become very, very clear. Otherwise, still you'll forget. And if you have a concept clear, you don't have to read a book. I can tell you. Don't worry about your exam and all. Worry about the knowledge and skill which you can carry. You have a long career to go. So what is the framework and all you carry? That's what more. That is my macro goal or a long-time goal, not a short-time goal is clearing your exam. I'm very, very clear. Which is no problem. It's just a fun. You can clear it. But carrying it at a macro level or long-term goal, that's important for you guys. Okay, now it's clear, all three? Clear, guys?
Yes, Professor.
This is what I already talked. Job rotation, job enlargement, job simplification is also concept. There are some jobs, job analysis is very complicated. I may not be able to get it. So break that job content into 2-3 jobs. Like, for example, finance manager in the company, which has got they will call it finance manager, accounts manager. It will have accounts, it will have costing, it will have taxation, it will have something, or it may not have. If that is a kind of thing, simplify, break it 2-3 jobs. Only accounting jobs. Once you break it, probably accounting job, you can outsource it. Okay. Costing, you may not be able to outsource it. Okay. Taxation, for example, you can outsource it. Okay. Costing, why I'm saying that? Costing would require a lot of managerial input, managerial analysis. So if it's a complicated job, and you are on that kind of job analysis, you are trying to recruit people, maybe you will end up in a failure. But if you have a clarity about job analysis, then you will have a simplified job. Even in takes of HR, now it's by and large done, not everybody. in the sense that a lot of guys are too good in HR, but a lot of guys are too good in IR. IR guys may not be good in HR guys may not be good in IR. Okay, so you can break the job. So job simplification, job rotation, job enlargement, enrichment, all this concept we already touched upon. Now, what is next? So this is the concept so far we have done. Now from here, we are going to move into the level of what you call it, KRA and KP. Right. So far, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
We talked about job analysis, description, specification, KRA, KPI, will touch it. And we talked about it is very much needed for a competence-based HRO. It is very much needed to go beyond before the entry level of HR counts. And there is a framework for job analysis. And there is, I'll give you one or two reports, one actual report on a sales representative, how they gone about making a job analysis approach. Then we have given a sample of job analysis for HR, since we are studying HR, I think I'll give you. Then what is the methodology to go about what is the methodology to go about understanding and approaching a job analysis? There could be different methodology. Few methodology we talked about. We also discussed about the benefits and job description we talked about. Job specification we talked about. And all this 5-6 terminology we picked up. Is it clear to all of you guys?
Yes, Professor.
Any questions on this one?
Sir, can I ask a question?
Please ask. Another 10 minutes you ask question before I take you to KRE KPI.
Sir, in the job specification, you mentioned about the job age of a person, like 40 years. Is it really right to put the age, because that may sometimes create biasness about a candidate may think that the company is not right to put in an age limit over there. Is it fine to do that in present circumstances?
In globally, especially in US and all, you put the age, you put male, female, and all, you will be sued like for discrimination. Okay. But definitely you cannot put male and female. But there are some jobs in Indian setup, 40 years or 35 years or 50 years. You know, some jobs require some experience of 25 years, 10 years or 25 years. And some jobs requires, if there is anybody more than that age, they will not fit technically with that job. So professionally speaking, within Indian setup, where there is discrimination is not that big, and again discrimination here you are not doing indiscriminately, to me it's okay. At the end of the day, suppose the job requires some agile and hardworking, hard-moving, go-getter, somebody with 55, 60 may not be able to do it, right? And similarly, you want some senior level position, you want a vice chancellor, or you want, like I said, a strategic role up at senior level. You may require somebody up to 55, 60. Are you getting my point?
Got it, sir. Now I got it.
So in Indian setup, technically, professionally fitting, a lot of, like for example, you take me into an IT company as an HR head and all. Will I be able to survive? No. Because the cultural setup will not meet. There you have a lot of youngsters. Okay, even if I come, they may not be comfortable, or I may not be comfortable. Right? So putting it technically, professionally, nothing wrong, because you are arbitrarily not discriminating. Are you getting my point? I use the word arbitrarily discriminating. But legally, yes, in places like US and all, but they do, this kind of things are allowed even in US. You are restricting the age, but you cannot restrict the salary difference between a male and female, or telling that only I need a male candidate or a female candidate. That are not allowed in US. I hope I explained your question.
Yeah, got it, sir.
Yeah. Please ask another 5-10 minutes, ask question.
I had one more follow-up question, sir. That is, you mentioned about job description, qualification, specifications.
Yeah.
Now, these points are all with respect to the company expectation from the candidate that I'm looking for. Would we also be, because I've seen a couple of JDs on Naukri and all, would we also be specifying that, what a candidate can expect from this job? For example, I'm just a quick example, maybe, do you think we can put up certain things like, after 1 year or after 1.5 years, you will be subject to appraisal. These are the conditions. Means, do we put up anything to attract a candidate, certain expectations what the candidate can expect from this job in anywhere in the job description?
Okay, your question is now, let me explain to you the concept clarity. First of all, we are trying, as I said, what the job it is. We are trying to understand. Let's take a small example, not a good example. As I told you, let's take an example of a university which all have used. The job analysis for a professor, dean, director, and a vice chancellor. Are you getting my point? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Even in a professor, the kind of institutes. If you go to US, there are two levels of Ivy League institutes. Some institutes want a professor more of a research-oriented professor. Some institute wants more of a teaching-oriented institute, teaching-oriented one. So what here is that we are not going to give our own reference. We are trying to see what it is, then we try to fit in there. What we normally in India we do is that we try to change from our own point of view. No, first we understand what the job requires. The US company, US one university wants a teaching professor with more of a research background. Because that is what the mission and all those kind of things, right? So the job analysis or job description, first of all, job analysis, nothing flexible from our own side. What the job it is? Like I told you, a driver job of a truck, driving job of a scooter, driver job of a Mercedes car, driving job of an ordinary car or automatic car. You are getting my point. Can we change anything there?
No.
No. So what is it we have to do? We have to understand what it is. That is what a job analysis. Correct? So
Right.
when we go from there, then based on that, like he said, you work out a job description based on the job analysis, which is nothing under our control. What is under our control? Use our intelligence here to understand what it entails. This is what we don't do. We mix up what we can do, what we can add, what is all those kind of things. Right? Then you come to, once you are clear about job description, then job description to specification is fairly easy. Like here I can tell you specification. Here itself, for example, this I returned it to a job specification for HR guy for a manufacturing factory kind of things. Suppose the guy is for a HR guy for a digital marketing research industry. His job analysis will be different. His job description will be different. His job specification will be totally different, except this qualification. Are you getting my point? I may not need law background for this guy, but I may require some digital certificate in HR and marketing field. Though his guy may be a HR guy, so the job specification for an HR guy for a factory which I written, this will not be same when I'm going to recruit HR guy for a digital marketing research organization. Are you getting my point? Or even for a university HR guy. This thing will get changed. Maybe the basic MBA HRM will remain same. All other thing will get changed. Maybe even exposure to PeopleSoft SAP Education Institute has got a different kind of softwares. LMS system. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So the specification will get, so if you do job analysis properly, if you do job description properly, if you do job specification properly, then you will be able to take a right role clarity, right skill clarity, right engagement clarity. Then it is bound to be success. Which it may be difficult. That is where Mishra kind of people are doing, for at least if not the whole company, they do it for the 10-20 leadership positions. And by doing that 20% clearly, you think Mishra is working day and night? No, he's sitting in a nice pompous office, breaking his head. The 20 guys of whatever is going to head the divisions, he put them properly with that kind of analysis. He gets a big salary. Like a doctor, a good doctor or a good advocate. Good senior advocates in High Court and Supreme Court, they don't meet clients directly, you know that. They have a lot of juniors. You have to go out and meet the juniors. Juniors will understand from you. They will work out from the law point of view. Then the junior advocate will go and brief the senior advocate. And he will say, I will take yes or no. So he charges, that's why per day maybe 10 lakh per hearing. Clear?
Okay, so I have one question, sir. Actually, the job specification, the clarity of the job we can understand. Sometimes people want a rotation. They already working that type of job, but they want something. They want to explore the position. They want to change a skill set or technology. They want to change. They want the market. They come for job, and they don't fit but they want to agree. They are ready or they certified. They want to continue new job, new role. So that time the job specific person won't allow that type of a resource to come onboarded.
Very good question. You want to say this particular position, this guy has worked in HRM in say IT industry or retail industry, not an exposure to factory HR, right? IR. He wants to come. He wants to come. Can I take? That's your question, right? Or will I stop that guy from entering? Is that question? Am I able
Yes, yes, sir.
Am I able to phrase your question correctly or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if I get a right question, then we can answer. Problem is not the problem solving is easy. Problem definition is difficult. So what I understood is, sir, this is a job application worked out, but Mr. X not worked in factory, but a very good HR guy. He wants to come into IR. Will I take it or not take it? What will you do? Tell me. There are two guys. One guy with this background.
Actually, sometimes we are risk factor. Sometimes with risk factor we thought not to take. Sometimes we give opportunity to grow also people.
Yeah. No, that's a very interesting question. Very, very, very strategic question. Suppose you are a recruiter. Okay. All of you listen. It's a very interesting question. This is a specification you worked out. One candidate comes with this specification. Hello, please mute. One candidate with this specification. The other candidate is too good in HR. Okay? Too good. Hello, please mute. Who is that?
Venkat.
Who is that?
Venkat Sagar.
Okay. So now let's discuss this for 10 minutes and I'll give you a break. So and there is another candidate is too good in HR. Too good in general competencies, leader, decision making, problem solving, getting along, exploring. But he may not have an exposure to labor law. Will you consider him? That's your question, right?
Yes, sir.
What will you do? I'm asking this question. You are an interim chairman. What will you do?
Sir, actually, I used to take interviews. If there is a 10 requirement is there, so if we complete 6, so 6 there is everything they know. We are the on job training. Sometimes we used to give. So that risk level, the developer we are taking. I don't know about this high level profile, but yeah, sometimes we take a risk, give a chance to opposite person because if has 5 knowledge and another we want to training on job training also allowed. That way we are thinking. I'm not sure about.
No, you are doing correct. You are doing correctly. See, now you are doing consciously. You know that there are 4 or 5 jobs are there, 2 3 jobs are doing. One jobs you are doing consciously, thinking that guy's HR is very strong, labor law is not there, but he will pick up. But when you take the decision, you are taking it consciously, not by mistake. Nothing. This is where entrepreneurial or entrepreneur decision comes in. Like for example, I'll tell you. In one university, I recruited one faculty who was come for recruitment. He was come for, I think, HR professor. And he is experienced in marketing and his thesis on marketing. Will you recruit him or not recruit him? I recruited. And happily, intentionally. Because I thought this guy will be able to link marketing with HR. Not that every time we'll talk HR. But then I did it with consciously. This is a normal specification. This deviation I'm doing, I'm taking a risk, it will add value. I can remember even that guy's name, Devastation Gupta. He's written very good books. You must have the Zen, the next generation, all those kind of good books he's written in Amazon. When I took him for the interview, normally people would not have selected. I jumped to select him, and I'm very happy he proved me very good asset in HR. So what you are saying is that if you are clear about it, you will not take all the time that kind of decision. Are you getting my point? You will know where to take a risk up to what level.
Okay.
Madam?
Yeah, got it. Yeah, got it.
It's a risky decision. But sometimes all risky decisions can give you a wonderful result. This is where the practical managerial skill comes into effect. I'm aware I'm not supposed to do that thing, but it looks like this guy is too strong in HR. For him to pick up labor law and things like that may not take much time. There are juniors with him. He will take care, he will pick it up. That means I'm doing it consciously, taking a risk by overseeing his more strength in HR. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But still, you have any doubt, please ask me. If I understood your question, I answered.
Actually, yeah, I added one more question. Sometimes because of the people that they do they just told, okay, we have the experience, they learned some knowledge, gain the knowledge, and they don't have work experience, some of their knowledge experience. They come, and because of the requirement, they used to tell, okay, we have this knowledge, that knowledge, but reality when they come to onboarded and they are not able to perform. So that very specification recruitment is very expensive. So sometimes we landed with the
Right. You answered the question.
with
the right specification, the mistakes are very less. If you go beyond the specification, you are taking conscious risky decision, which may be helpful or it may be failure. This is what you are trying to tell?
Yeah.
So, like for example, a lot of this army retired people and all with a lot of qualifications there, they come to corporate. Okay. You must have heard about a lot of army guys, at the middle age, 45, 50, short service commission. A lot of studies also they've done, but they didn't have an industry experience. But they come to industries. 50% of them done very well. Like most of you are from this place, Bangalore or outside? Most of you from Bangalore? Your student group, now 72. See, there's one Malay hospital, you know that in Bangalore. There's one big hospital. There, the CEO is a guy, Commodore, he's retired from Navy. For the last 10 years, even with 75 years, he's a CEO, heading all the doctors, orthopedician, or cardiologist, or anybody. He's able to drive them and handle them very well. Though his background is, he's from Navy. He retired as a Commodore from a Navy. Right now he's there. I'm not getting his name. He's 72. Still the management is not relieving him. Probably because that is where the competencies. For any good job, the competency could be problem solving, decision making, probing. These are competencies. This is not you can call it skill or competencies is overlapping. So that guy, that job picked up a lot of problem solving, networking or endurance level, which he tried to use it here. So he succeeded. As far as the job knowledge, he's not supposed to know about the job knowledge about a medicine or anything, right? Now there are 3 skills: technical skill, human skill, conceptual skill. Please note on this one. When you are at a junior level position, technical means functional skill. You are supposed to be too good IT programming and too good supply chain management or operation research and all. You are okay with a little less human skills, which means tolerance level, speaking level, fighting level. Conceptual level means you don't know if the problem is not explained to you properly, but you should be able to figure it out. So this at a junior level, you are more at functional skill, okay at human relation skill, reasonable okay at the conceptual skill. But when you go up the higher ladder as a leader and CEO, you do not have a functional or technical skill to a large extent. And it's not possible also. Like Commodore, I said, he cannot be a cardiologist, he cannot be a this thing. He is too good at conceptual skill, too good at human relation skill, very less at the technical or functional skill. You pick up this competency model: technical or functional skill, conceptual skill, and human relation skill. This changes according to the level you go. So all those things can also be taken into account when you work out the job specification. Clear, guys? Clear?
Yes, sir. Actually, sometimes another question. Sometimes the job description doesn't show that people the psychology or mentality. Sometimes, so when you interview, then you feel that some person you specific everything work, but they're not that person flexible or they're arrogant. They come create lots of problems. So that also not part of the job specification, but when you are recruiting, then that come create problem for that who is recruiting, and after the onboarded you face the people are switching mode. You took that resource, but after on trend they got particular knowledge and they switch job. That mentality also part of job specification or the analyzing people. So that
is because in the job description you must cover up that the person should be able to work in a team, work properly. That all should, this job description should cover up. The person is more on to be individual orientation or team orientation. He should be able to work with multiple teams. He should be able to work out virtual. That if it's captured properly here, then you will capture in the job specification also. The person need to work with a team. The person supposed to report to multiple people administratively and functionally. Then you will ask questions, competency-based interview question at the interview. You probe him, you provoke him. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
If you are clear here, job description, if you are clear here, then the third level is you also write a competency-based interview question to probe that level or provoke that guy. Like the way we test the trust level by asking question, or the way we test that interview by provoking the frustration level question. You ask some nonsense questions sometimes. Oh, you come from Madiwala to here. How did you see that? How many buses you have seen? How many this thing? Just to frustrate the level and then see how it comes. Maybe a nonsense questions. But you are trying to see with an objective. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
All those things, what I'm trying to say, all those things we are not doing it like the way engineering or medicine or advocacy. If the HR guys can do that kind of in-depth kind of things, whatever using the people join, then later on we found out he's not a fit teamer, he's a fighter car, or he doesn't know this role or that role, or he doesn't like the management, role clarity is not there. All those things can be avoided, provided you do all those things clearly. Any more questions on this one?
Sir, I have a question. What do you mean by maintaining IR and compliance of LL, sir?
Yeah, compliance of labor law means, there are 100, maybe 30, 40 labor law. Are you implementing all the labor law? Are you sending all the returns to the government like Gratuity Act, Bonus Act, Factory Act? You are supposed to maintain a lot of records. You are supposed to send a lot of records to the statutory government. Okay, and you are also supposed to maintain like an auditing. Are you implementing all the act in letter and spirit? That is the compliance part of it. Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Maintaining IR means,
IR, sir?
Yeah, maintaining IR means that, a lot of grievances will come, a lot of conflict will come in the shop floor and here and there. Are you able to immediately mediate, solve the grievance, handle that project, the plant head or the employee concerned? Maybe small misconduct, misbehavior can get into a big issue. Or are you able to talk to the union people in contact? Are you also able to understand what is happening in the related industry in that belt? So accordingly, you are prepared. That is maintaining IR. Have you answered?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Complaints of labor law is methodical. There are 10 acts. Am I paying bonuses for that? Am I paying salary? Am I sending the return to the government? Am I sending the return to all the statutory authority? Especially multinationals and all, they're very, very particular about complaints. They call it due diligence. Even they get it every time audited by some third party. Due diligence of complaints of labor law. Any other question?
For compliance of labor, we can say the PF. So PF we need to pay government for every month and 14th. So,
PF,
yes.
bonus, ESS, gratuity, your factory setup, your working times, your leave schedule. Everything has to be done as per the act, right?
Yes, Professor.
So that is compliance of law. Maintaining IR means small incidents can be a big issue in the industry.
I can say one example for maintaining IR, Professor.
For example, you are a manufacturing head in the inside, right? There's one worker in the night, he has come, he was unwell or he got some family problem. He has come and misbehaved with a little shouted at the manager, plant head. How it can be handled? It can be handled nicely, talk to that guy, like a father or guardian, handle him, handle the plant head and then solve the problem and leave it. What we will do, the plant head will get angry on an ego basis, will come to you, you will issue charge it, you will create a problem and that guy will go to the union, you will make a big issue, then you are creating one IR issue. Are you getting my point? One. The second example is that you are supposed to, make the people not to work more than 48 hours. You'll make them to work 50 hours. Okay. And you are not supposed to pay them more than 20% bonus. By mistake, you will pay them 21% bonus. So that creates another reason for industrial. In other words, maintaining IR means prevent the issues which can trigger industrial related problems. Okay. Prevent it by handling it like a fatherly head kind of person, like mentoring the employee, mentoring your own officers also. or mentoring or counseling the union people also, or something else is happening in the related industry in that belt. Somebody made a mistake of paying some cycle allowance extra. That problem is supposed to come. So basically, IR means you are maintaining, prevent the problem, or whatever small conflicts happens inside, smoothen it and settle it. You handle grievance properly. You communicate properly with the union, employee, as well as your own plant. A lot of problems are created by our own officers, the engineers and chemists and manager of the plant level. Are you getting my point? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is more dynamic, maintaining IR. Complaints of labor is more systematic, methodical. But here it's a lot of organic dynamism. You are alert to that one. It requires a different, tremendous amount of skill. Here it's only a knowledge, methodical, systematic, what law says. You can even go with a lot of software to checklist complaints of labor law. Here software cannot help you. Complaints of labor law software can really help you a lot, each act. Done?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, any other question? If there's no question, I suggest you guys take a 10 minutes break. I will start with KRA KPA. We concluded the first part of it. Job analysis, job description, job specification, and the related terminology. So around 10 terminology we picked up today on this issue. And I also understood the approach, methodology, purpose, and objectives and everything. It looks too simple, but it's too much needed for an employee to be right bit oriented. All those things we covered. From this, today we have gone into KRA KPA preparation. So after 10 minutes break, I'll talk to you about KRA KPA. Is that okay with you guys? Or any other questions still you want?
Sure, Professor.
It's okay.
No questions.
Okay, so we'll come back by say 11 o'clock.
Sure, sir.
Sure, Professor.
Okay. Are we ready? Good to go?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want you guys to read this one. Okay. When you are through, tell me, I'll just scrolling down. This is the KRA KPI done it for the same position, very detailed one. Just read it, let me know, then we'll discuss.
Sir, scroll, sir. So we are done. This section is done.
Okay, you have done with this one. Yeah. No, this is job description.
Okay, sir.
Read this one. That person, it's an actual one done. There's one lady who was handling the HR function. That's why I mentioned everywhere CC. Once you are through, please let me know. Please read thoroughly, nothing to hurry up. It's a very detailed document. This is sort of job description for that position. I will share this document also.
None, sir.
Done? Can I go down?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now so far you've done, it's a sort of job description. I given a job description, transactional function, strategic function. We'll see the difference between the two. Now then we started breaking down to KRA, KPA. KRA is a macro level. KPA will all have the numbers. The first KRA is manpower forecasting, planning and budgeting. Now read it, then I'll let you. KPI has to have numbers, SMART. You heard about SMART, na? Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, target oriented, something like that. Okay, SMART. S-M-A-R-T. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time bound. So the KPI should be SMART.
So what was the S standing for?
Where is my dear? Which
No,
point?
no, sir. The SMART that you said.
Yeah, specific.
Specific. Okay, okay.
Measurable, achievable,
Achievable,
SMART,
realistic, and time bound.
time bound. Yeah, it should be. It's all more must be objective oriented. If the KPI is not SMART, then it's not KPI. Then it's a KRA. Again, you look at most of the KRA KPI, they will say KPI, but it's only KRA or job description.
So in the fourth point, where it says 8.33% should be the maximum charges for few select positions. What does this
when you pay to, when you recruit through the outsiders, this company used to recruit through outside agencies.
Okay.
So there it can be 4%, 5%, 8%. So there they made a target. You cannot pay more than 8% per hire from the outside agencies.
Okay.
Again, all this number, it is company to company. Somebody can say only 4%. Somebody can say 12%. But some number should come in.
No, this is the recruitment agency cost or like
agency cost.
Agency cost. Okay, okay.
Again, if you see like SMART, I've used other model also called quantity, quality, time and cost. Quantity, quality, time and cost. So you can make a note of it. Like SMART, I use this second model is while fixing the KPI, quantity, quality, time, cost.
So this is done, sir.
Third.
Done, sir. Done, sir. So in this company that you're showcasing the JD and KRA for, this did not have a proper grievance handling system, and so the person who was coming in was supposed to make it. I
Yeah.
mean, okay.
I told him it's actually done for one company. One lady was heading the HR department. For her, I designed this.
Okay.
And in fact, I did for a group of people. I have that report. I can share with you guys. For purchase, for accounts, finance, supply chain. For 7-8 positions I've done.
So, but usually, like in the job descriptions that we receive prior to interviews and all, they don't define these KRAs very clearly. So, it's actually during the induction or maybe, after one or two.
That is where the problem gets started. Nah?
So, that is we
You
don't
are
see.
postponing the problem, right? Postponing the problem, both of you are losing.
Yeah, and then when they come for when we go for appraisals is when we actually get to know that these are proper KPIs.
Right.
So yeah.
both of are losers, na? Both employers are as employer, right?
Yes. I think that's also done to kind of hold back the appraisers. Say they state that this was the quantifiable amount of things that you had to do and this was not met. So this is what I've seen.
Even there, I'll teach you one-time performance management also. Even there, I use the word right appraisal. Appraisal is like postmortem. Somebody died. We're trying to postmortem in what happened. So the person is not going to come back, right?
Yes.
So the word itself, performance appraisal itself, not correct. It is mutually performance planning, measuring, feedback, and improvement. I want to change that literally this concept to the PMS system. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Mutually performance planning through KRA KP. Mutually.
Planning, right. Mutually performance planning.
Planning, facilitating.
Right.
Adjusting feedback, measuring in a development-oriented manner. There, what you are doing, appraisal in a control-oriented manner, like a postmortem exercise.
Yes.
Most of the industry, knowingly, unknowingly, they are doing that. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, that's true, actually.
Yeah. Appraisal as a postmortem and a control-oriented. So both of us are again loser, both employee and employee.
Sir, I have a thought here. So generally what we do is we have our monthly one-on-ones, right? So we build our goals and we make sure we together, build the plan that we have for the year, and then only the appraisal comes. So it may not be postmortem also, right? If you have good controls and measures that we're doing.
Yeah. Now what you are doing is performance contribution area, PCA. You are mutually concluding performance contribution area, right? That's what I call it. That's a very good approach. That's again your performance planning mutually, right?
Correct.
In the planning, PCA you are doing performance contribution area. Both of us are Very clear. Okay, let's concentrate on this. See, nothing can be done. Everything cannot be done. Again, industry to industry. Even when I say performance appraisal for HRM for industry, some industry particular time would like to, the life cycle of an organization. Initial organization, growing organization, dying organization. The performance segmentation, your HR activity will more on particular company. Maybe the initial organization, maybe you're doing more training. The company is going to get winded up or declining. You not do more on training, right? Correct? Some knowledge-based industry, some worker-based industry. So again, strategically, what kind of HR practices for what company, which life cycle of the organization has to be done is called SHR, Strategic Human Resource Management. Correct? Everything is investment. Correct. Which practice, which company, which level, I'll invest. Maybe some company invest more on training and learning. Maybe some company introduce more on performance management. Some company do more on conducting a management development. Some company heavily recruitment. Right? So everything, as I said, it's starting from the business, starting from the job itself.
None, sir.
Done. So now if you see, there are 8 KRAs. Okay, which is an abstract one. Under each KRA, you have a KPI, which each one, if you see, there will be number in it. If there is no number in it, means which is not a KPI. I hope now the concept is clear to you guys. Instead of I'm explaining at length, KRA, KPI concept, it could be individual, it could be team. Then you have a job description, starting from a job description. You are breaking KRA in an abstract manner. And then you have a KPI with numbers. It could be smart, it could be quantity, quality, time, cost oriented. So far it's clear to you guys? Any questions on this one?
No, sir. Thank you.
Clear? Have you heard this kind of PA, KRA, KPI statement? Did you get a chance to go through in your career?
No, sir.
With clarity?
KPIs are usually given out like after maybe during the induction or maybe about 2 to 3 months before our performance appraisal. But KRA is not so very specifically defined. We usually get like a single sheet JD which has all the roles and responsibilities written out, but very specifically like how you've mentioned here, it's not given.
So basically we are playing between job description, KRA and KPI, right? Nothing was clear, right?
That's true.
We call it KPI, we'll write job description. We'll call it job description, we'll write KPI. This is what I don't want you guys to learn. There's 3 hours. I mean, I can conduct a certificate course and all this, how to design a KRA, KPI. So you guys are not doing it purposely, that's a different issue. But if you can do it professionally, you should do it professionally, right? So there's a difference between job description. From job description you evolve to KRA, from KRA you evolve to KPI. Yeah. Now again, next step is what? You cannot expect all those things to be done. There are 8 KRA given, right? Now I'm going to give weightage. For the next 1 year, maybe I'll give particular KRA, KPI more weightage, 80%. 6 and 7 or 1 and 2. So now I coming down, you see that another twist.
Scorecard.
You have this kind of 7 or 8 now. I'll give weightage for the next 1 year. This may get 80%. This may get 80%. You're getting it. So again, you are planning mutually. You are consciously driving. It may not be possible to achieve all the 8 areas and so many KPIs. So you see, these are the general one. But this coming year or next year, I want to give you 70% recruitment and selection, 10% on here, 10% on here. Is it clear to you guys? Here I'm talking about best practices. One practice to design smart. The other practice I said quantity, quality, time, cost. The third practice is how will I give weightage? If I explain all the 8 to be done, may not be possible, need not be done. All have to be done reasonably well, but the focus for the coming year, maybe recruitment selection 70%, 10% this, 5% here, all put together 100%. Are you getting what I'm trying to explain? Hello, no response from anyone of you.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes.
So generally we got this KPI in the success factor, whatever the feedback, we have a success factor. So we used to get this type of KPI. So there's a timing and planning that depend upon the role people get, the designation role. They used to get.
Just a sample I given you. Depends upon the role, depend upon the position. But we are trying to understand here only the framework. One, you understand, write a job description different, KRA different, KPA different. And what is a model for writing KRA, KPA? You all know that one. Once you did it, how are you going to give weightage? Not that all 80 has to be done, 8 has to be done 100%. Industry need is there, sometime more on recruitment, sometime more on building capability, on a year-to-year, sometime maybe employee relations play major role. Everything plays a role. But what weightage more?
Which area the person is working more in the current period?
Area
So
plus
that may be the weightage.
And plus that industry need in that particular year, right? Maybe you're opening many new markets, new geography, new product. Maybe you concentrate more on recruitment selection or building capability, right? Maybe less on training and development. You got my point? Maybe employee is not an issue there.
So I have one question. This whatever the KPI, there is no employee feedback to the managers. Like that, the lead person they used to give feedback to employee, but there is no the lower position. They don't give feedback to managers. So that is not part of any. I don't know. To organization, I didn't see that they are not giving any feedback to the managers, and the manager has like sometime monopoly.
No, that is wrong. Now we are talking about performance management process.
Okay, that is different.
One process is writing a correct KRA, KPA mutually. Then assessment, like I said, in the assessment part comes, don't do appraisal. I said performance planning and feedback. And once at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year, you and me, we agreed. Okay, for example, these are the KRA, KPA, this is the weightage this year we are going to do. You agreed, I agreed, or we mutually discussed. Somewhere I was different, you are different. Mutually discussed and closed it. First process is over, right? Then during the mid-time also, we review this thing, we change it. Then you also take the feedback from them. Then the third process of the first thing starts with appraisal, self-appraisal. They will write, they will give all the feedback. Okay, which from the appraisal, it should go to the reviewer, from reviewer, it should go to the top. So what you are talking is, you are talking about the performance management process, which we'll talk it when I'll take one-day classes. The PMS itself is a big subject. I will explain you how the process are being done, what are the scope for improvement, how it can be professionally done in a foolproof manner. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Now this is okay. Now there's one more twist to it. This is clear so far, right? Now we are all talking about the balanced scorecard. What is balanced scorecard? What is balanced scorecard? Have you had? You must have had this concept, right? Some of the conferences also they had. I think I explained. Did I explain to you any time balanced scorecard to your group? Yes or no?
We saw that presentation.
During the presentation.
Yeah, you build a presentation also, right? Now, balanced scorecard. Now this has to be broken into balanced scorecard. Why? Because this is all okay, sir. You very well done an excellent job of working out, designing a KPA, quantity oriented, all those things. Now, all those things should suit my company need. What is my company need? There are 4 company need. Financial need, customer need, internal business need, learning and growth. How is your KRA KPIs linked with that? This is a valid test to re-examine your KRA KPI. Yes, all this KRA KPI is meeting any one of this objective, or some KRA KPI comes with a balance, financial perspective, some does it come under customer perspective, some does it come under internal, some comes under learning growth. Then only you will say that your balance scorecard method of KRA KPI is done. Now you can see read this again.
So can you please share this document with us, maybe on the
Definitely, I'll give you man, all for document for you guys.
Thank you.
Not only this, I'll show you. I've done for many posts. If you are interested, I'll give for many positions. This was part of my consultancy assignment.
This acts like a guide for us. So thank you, sir.
It could be like a model for you guys, no? When you work it out. Either you work it out or you expect.
Right, sir.
Again, there's a weightage given here. Financial perspective, customer, internal. So these are the, validating your KRA KPI through balance scorecard. If you are aware, like a good doctor, if you are aware of that, what I'm going to plan, which are the methods, which are the best practices, fixation of KRA KPI, how will I validate? Through balance scorecard method or HR scorecard method, through weightage method. Are you getting? This is financial perspective. You are covering many of this one. Customer perspective, you are covering. Internal business process growth, you are covering. And what kind of person? At least 25 should cover it, right? Maybe sometime finance perspective is more. Or some knowledge-based industry learning and growth percentage is more. So which means you are strategically, you are planning, controlling, working in a nice, fun, love and fun method. No stress. You employer and employee mutually plan, work. Don't you think that will be fun if you work in that style? Rather than controlling and issuing a letter at the end of the performance appraisal. That is what we call professional management, but unfortunately it is not being done. Still, it's more into a control method. Is it clear? Any questions on this? Are you KRA, KPA topic? I want you to think over and let me ask questions. Is it clear to all of you guys? If I have to give an assignment or a presentation on work out a KRA, KPA for different positions, will you be able to do similar to this model or better than this model? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Will you be able to do?
Yes,
Great.
sir.
Excellent. Now, do you like to see some of the similar model, similar positions?
Yes, sir.
I'll show you. Okay. For accounting and other positions, you can see. Yeah. You can see this one. This is actually done for a company. Which position you want to see? Finance and accounting? This is more of a finance and accounting. Would you like to see this one?
Sure, sir.
Yeah, just see. That company used to call commercial because they put, other than finance and account, they put some other also. This is all actually done for a company, a pharma company. CFT is cross-functional. Here I written core roles. This is sort of, you can call it a job description. Yeah, KRA KP over here. This is KRA 1. Done? Can I scroll it down?
Yes, sir. Sir, a little scroll. No, sir, scroll down, sir. Yeah.
Do you think that we should conduct one program for certificate program for designing KRA KPA for different positions? No, for a corporate people, do you think that I should conduct one training program for how to design a KRA KPA for different positions?
Yes, Professor.
Yes, Professor. Yeah.
So just a quick question. So the KRA and the KPIs, we will share it with the candidate only once he joins the organization, right? Not
Well,
before.
the thing is to before, once you close the interview, before giving the offer, you should have a discussion.
Okay.
So that you know that he knows where he gets into, whether he'll be able to contribute or not.
Okay.
There has to be
KRA sheet we are not receiving, Professor. We used to receive only the JD. KRA, most of the companies, I don't know most of the companies, my company is not issuing the KRA. So
Okay.
only JD they used to share.
Okay, I don't know, maybe they don't want that business secret to go, but at least make the employee to sit and read and sign and give it, before taking the offer letter. Correct? You don't want to give a soft copy. Nothing wrong with it, but okay, he will carry the information and share somewhere else. But at least before issuing a letter, you make him sit and do, right? What's the purpose? To have a clarity that where I'm getting into. Again, we have given the weightage, like they're very different there. This given give more weightage to budget, forecasting, cash flow, and everything. Again, it was linked to financing. Here, again, 40% is given financial dimensions. You can
Particularly for finance positions, sir, this may change every fiscal, right? So next year we can issue another one, right?
Yeah, you can revise it. No, you can mutually call, discuss, and then revise and issue.
Okay.
If you go for general manager and above, I don't think so. It will change, professors. If we are at mid level, maybe change.
To a large extent, it will not change. The basics will remain same.
Yes.
The numbers can change. Targets can change. You revise it.
Weightage can change, sir. Okay.
I think most of you guys must be interested in this purchase one. No? Okay, I'll show you the purchase one, then I will discuss with you. Purchase and supply chain is becoming important, right, these days. Somewhere I got a purchase one.
One challenge we face, sir, that is, particularly with respect to the JD, what you have shown us is a, really descriptive one, which gives a very good clarity. But usually we use Naukri or LinkedIn for job posts. They have this limitation of words. That becomes a restriction for us.
But in that case, they can always, once you see as indication of JD in Naukri, then the HR department should suggest prospective candidates can talk to us for a detailed JD. See, the HR department should play more proactive kind of role.
Got it, sir.
So at the end of the day, you want to get the best people, respecting each one. If you are getting wrong people, you are getting into trouble, right?
Right.
And they are also, you are unnecessarily spoiling somebody's career.
Right.
See if I can get you the purchase one, human resource, so you see. The whole document I'll share it with you guys, okay?
This will be very helpful, sir, if you please share.
No, it's a confidential, but I don't mind sharing it. I'll send it to this guy, Raghu, because I cannot send it to each one of you, he will share through the. See, for example, see this one, which made interesting to you. See, this is a purchase one. I'm happy, guys. In 2 hours, we could cover such a large topic in depth, from job analysis to job description, specification, KRA, KPA.
So what is NMS?
Non-moving stuff.
Okay.
Disposing non-moving. But you will not get all this stuff in your Google or anywhere, man. I can challenge. Rather, we can put it in Google or somewhere else.
Sir, scroll. Huh. Sir, you have to scroll a little bit. Huh.
So all this requires a lot of, commercial acumen, professional knowledge, best practices, how to prepare it. Now, is it clear? Any questions on this? KRA, KPA, you've got a bird's eye view, right? I mean, I don't expect you to expert in one day itself. I'm very, very happy. In 2 hours, you could learn from job analysis up to KPA. It could have taken many, many hours for any faculty to explain and students also to pick up. Since you are all matured, educated one, and we could pick it up. Any questions? Any questions on this topic?
No, sir. Not from my end. Thank you.
No, I'm not hearing you.
I said no, sir. Nothing from my end. Thank you.
Okay, it's okay. Now, the next classes, I have 2 ideas. One is I can cover up PMS the same way in detail, or training and development. Which one you want me to take up? I'm going to talk to you only the concept, 3-4 concepts. The remaining syllabus and all, you read it through the book. It must be too theoretical. You can read.
Performance management would be good, sir, because you covered KRA and KPA. So next,
I agree with you. Maybe the next class I'll take it up PMS system. Okay. From here we'll take it to the format and process and things like that. Okay. What is appraisal? What is management? Good thing. That's one. 1, 2. Your this thing. Next class I will teach. Next to next class you should be able to complete your presentation, right? Because again the grading part, institute rules and regulations. Will you be ready by next to next class? Your assignments, presentation.
Yes, Professor. The due date is 15th, I think. So we're working on that one.
You are working on that one, right? And I'm sure all of you have done a different, all of you are covering all the cases. Again, I'm telling you guys, all of you cover all the cases, it will be an excellent output by you guys. And all of you learn from each other while making presentations. So if you could get 10 case studies out of the 2 world-class case study, it would be an achievement to you, not to me also. But please do it seriously. Done? Now with this, I just want to use a small, take a 10 minutes. Give me each one of, as on a team or otherwise, give me some small, how you write a job analysis for any imaginary position, job analysis or a job description or something. Can we do that exercise after 10 minutes? Can you take 10 minutes? How will you do it? How will you be able to join together virtually? Is it possible for you guys to join? If I want you, any one of you, to give me a small example of a small job analysis or a job description for any positions, can you share the screen and show me? I give you 10-15 minutes time. Then with that we'll conclude. Will that be okay?
You want only job analysis, right, Professor?
Job analysis or job description, anything.
Okay, fine.
Okay, take 10 minutes. By 12, 10, 15, just show me a simple of it, then we'll discuss and close it. I don't want you to try more. Done? Done. In 10 minutes, come back.
Sir, I've prepared something.
You can upload, please. Share.
Okay, sir. So host is disabled participant screen sharing.
Sir, I'm not able to hear you, sir.
You're not able to load it. Just
Yeah, because it's saying participant screen sharing is disabled.
1 second, let me see. The bot has to come.
I've just outlined the roles and responsibilities and requirements.
1 second, it's not, I think this India says control it. I'm not able to give you that authority. Okay. Normally it comes in participants button, enable all the participants. Okay, you can read it, and if you can't share that, you can read.
Okay, sir. So I have done it for the position that I currently work in. So I work as a senior analyst in the market research industry. So the roles and responsibilities, the analyst is responsible for conducting research using primary and secondary research techniques, function as a project manager by training and managing a team of analysts and associates, be responsible for training and guiding of analysts during the course of the project, ensure projects are delivered on time and maintains high quality of the deliverable, actively participate in informal and formal knowledge sharing sessions with the team and the senior management, handling client calls and understand the requirements to prepare project scope and proposals, monitor the markets and provide quantitative and strategic analysis to the clients through research reports, perform market engineering by analyzing the micro and macro markets within the food and agriculture industry, and should showcase time and team management skills. So this is roles and responsibilities. Then in requirements, I have stated a postgraduate, in bracket I've said preferably an MBA in marketing, economics or food technology with minimum 3 years of experience in the market research industry, preferably experience of working in the food and agriculture domain. If not, can be considered. Has experience in a client facing role with specific focus in South Asia and European markets, has experience in conducting primary research through one-on-ones, focus group discussions, field surveys, and telephonic interviews, has good knowledge of data analysis tools such as SPSS, R, etc., is adept in using Excel, Word, and PPT, and demonstrates critical and analytical thinking capabilities.
So this is very well documented job description and job specification, right?
Yes, sir.
This I can see it's a job description and job specification, correct? What do you call it? Same, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a job description. So I just focused on what role I play, and I just try to make it for that particular role.
It has come out very well. I mean, by and large, I can see you covered it very well professionally.
Thank you, sir.
What could be the 3 KRA areas? Don't explain the KPI. What could be the top 3 KRA areas?
So in this one, I think first will be publishing reports is the first KRA. Second is training of associates and analysts under me is the second KRA. Third is number of proposals or projects that have been closed by me. So whatever I have, the number of client calls I've attended, and as a result of which has resulted in project closure. So that is my third KRA. So this is
Good, great. So with this background, with this template, whatever we discuss, you'll be able to do it a little more in detail, exhaustively, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I could see you got the feel of it. You'll be able to do it. Okay. Anybody like to share? You're very well done, Kopi. Very well done. And I'm sure you'll be able to handle it better.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody like to share some of your thoughts? Nobody's ready? Any templates on KRA, KPA, anything like you like to add or share? Now, if you are not sharing, tell me, then I need to discuss something else. If you are there, yes. Okay, the other class, when you say that you are coming for PMS, if it is not secret, please try to bring and showcase your PMS templates and formats, so that we can see how it is done, what is the logic, what is the scope of improvement, or to what extent we can learn from that. Again, I use the word, you bring your own PMS template format if it is not confidential, number one. Number two, you can remove all your company name and things like that, or you can change it to the extent you can want it. If you do it, we can examine in the next class what is PMS, what is PMS, what is performance appraisal, what is the process, what is the templates, all those things we can discuss to close in one class. I like to complete a certificate course on PMS system. Is it possible for you guys to share some of your PMS policies and templates and things like that? If it is not, PMS is supposed to be in most of the companies a confidential one. So to the extent you can share or generically you can talk, it will help us a lot in the next class. Okay, is it possible or not possible? Tell me.
So we can extract like a sample or
Like a sample or
prepare
something.
at our end. Yes, prepare at our end and showcase something.
Whatever you can extract, something like that you can do.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, you guys also presented about SHR model. That's over. The Southwest Airlines is covering very clearly about SHR. Though one or two team is going to talk about it, I request all of you get a time to go through it. Especially these two. Southwest Airlines is talking more about vertically aligning HR practices with business practices. The Fort Wayne Hotel is talking about horizontally how HR practices have to be done. All the practices, like you are doing 10 practices good. You selected the right guy through the right job description, KRA, KPA, you placed him very well, you paid him good salary, but then the boss has not been trained boss, or you will abruptly change him to one department to another department. So how horizontally each HR bundle of practices can link for better performance. That is what talking about Fort Wayne Hotel. In the Southwest Airlines, how employees can really play a role in creating and sustaining a competitive. Anybody started working on that Southwest Airlines?
Yes, Professor, Group 5.
Yeah. What is your so far? What is your this thing? What is that I can help you to prepare? What is your knowledge about that so far? Whatever you.
In the Southwest Airlines, actually, HR played a vital role because they're treating like employees as their customers.
Mm-hmm.
And that the training and selections, everything is totally different. What they're following the strategies.
Do you think this case study should be read by everybody, if not for grading purpose or other purpose? It's a good case study on HR, right?
Yes, Professor. It's a good one. Lot of things, not only for that employee perspective in the customers and shareholders. Is so many things included in this case studies.
Mm-hmm. And who's working on the Fort Wayne Hotel?
The Group 7 is working, sir.
So what is that so far? Have you started reading?
Yes, sir. We have started reading, sir.
What is filler about it?
It's about a hotel in America who are trying to kind of implement the Asian way of service to the American customers. And what are the problems they face because of that? And they had created some job roles like personal valets. They're called PVs. And the PVs didn't have a specific job role, and under PVs they were floaters who again were involved in some kind of mishandling of the money and all that. So because of that, what was the problem faced by the hotel, and how their business got affected because of that. So till the 4 chapters I have read, sir.
So basically, the intention was very good, HR policy.
Yes,
but
sir.
the HR implementation went for a task.
Yes, true, sir. Yes, sir.
Horizontally, what they thought HR can play an important role, they believed in that. They
Yes.
come up with a policy.
But they could not implement it.
They could not implement it, right?
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Yeah. I think Kiran has uploaded this thing in the chat box. Okay, Kiran, just read this one. Kiran has uploaded one. Good, Kiran, good approach. I could see your concept in writing. Kiran, this is job description, right?
Yes, Professor. So this is for one of my team in my previous organization, which we have created. I've taken some highlights and written it down.
So very well written. Now on this basis, you will be able to work out a detailed KRA-KP, right?
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Balance scorecard based KRA-KP or weightage based KRA-KP, right?
Yes.
Good. No, it has come out well. I can see.
Yeah, I think we all work together for Team 7. So.
No, it come out very well. Nice. And good, you put it in the chat box also. You are not able to share the screen. Very innovative, I can say. What is your position in the company?
I am senior manager for business development in Amazon.
Oh, business development in Amazon. Based posted in Bangalore?
No, Hyderabad, but working from home now. Yeah.
Good, guys. Nice, Kiran. Thank you for sharing. Anybody would like to add anything?
So I have one question. Says, the job description as the interview process is a part of interview process, or actually we got that one accident. It happens. So data entry operator. So there is we have to ask the question to the interviewer. What should be the interviewer question to the candidate? So that part, the job description KPA KR will come, or is that is recruitment process will come for that.
No, that is where you keep in mind that no, what you are trying to say that how the safety measures to be taken while working on the position, right?
Yeah, that is a disabled person we have to hire. What is the scenario you should consider? Legal consideration will be exist.
No, you asked this question previously also. See that you want to appoint that person because you need to appoint some certain physically challenged. Let's use the word physically challenged. Okay. Don't use the word disabled. If you use in America this kind of word, you will be sued. Physically challenged person, right? The physically challenged person has to be given. So you have to provide him such kind of job description and KRA-KPA. Not that you can fit him to the existing job description.
Okay.
Getting it? Hello?
Yeah. So what is the legal consideration we are thinking?
You have a legal, but his office should be nearer, his restroom should be nearer, he should be moved with a wheelchair and things like that. if it's only leg problem, he can work on the computer. And his timing will also be little considered. His location, his office, his parking place, all those things have to be taken care of. His infrastructure, maybe a better computer, maybe a bigger screen. So you will not fit in with your job description. You will modify the job description to suitably to, because you are doing a social responsibility, right? In the recruitment part of it, normally what you see in the recruitment, the first fit. You go for the first guy who's got the best of knowledge, skills, cultural fit, technical fit, and all those things. Here, beyond all those things, you are trying to do your social responsibility in the recruitment part of it. Correct? When you are doing a social responsibility, you will try and see his strength and try to give him a job description to suit his strength. Not that you try to fix him in the existing job description. Have I answered your question?
Yeah, but my question that when your job description, there is not the mind physical disabled people are problem, but you are putting a job description, but that person is coming who was physically challenged. So then that is the different process. Now you cannot job description mention the fitness, all that.
No, that's what I told him. That's a totally different process. That is a social responsibility of adjusting physically challenged person by giving a role which he can handle it. Not that fitting him with the role you have. There are two approaches. Are you getting my point?
Okay.
Are you getting or not? Here you are not selecting the best person for the best role. That is normally recruitment does it. Here you are undertaking your social responsibility, CSR, of giving few seats to the physically challenged person. So accordingly, you will change the job description KRA KPA to suit his challenges.
So is there any legal consideration for the physically challenged people?
Yeah. Most of the company voluntarily do. Otherwise, in some companies, it's a legal mandatory. You have to give 10% post to physically challenged person. Some companies do voluntarily. I see a lot of companies that do voluntarily, they give position to physically challenged people. And there's a law is also coming that you have to give 5%, 10% like a reservation. Physically challenged people should be given so much post in the post to be filled. In US and all, if you travel around, in all the offices, even the shopping mall also, in front of the shopping mall, the first place reserved is for physically challenged people, car parking.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any other question? You can ask question, otherwise you wind up. Go and enjoy your Sunday.
The question, another question. The question level, the normal person and physical challenge and knowledge basis should always same, but only they have constraint. We have to avoid the constraint. We have to provide the facility. Is it that way? The knowledge should be same. Yeah. Okay.
If the knowledge level is okay, he's only not able to walk, for example. Okay. Not able to walk, otherwise he's intellectual in conducting interviews or working on the program and anything like that. So his office, his chairs, his movement of infrastructure should be given. That's all.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, I just uploaded one JD, and if you can just review and let me know if I'm on right track.
1 second, I'll close it. I'm not able to get back to it. Yeah, you uploaded it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Devana, right?
Yes, sir. I usually follow this, keeping in mind the Naukri, restrictions with the words, but I just wanted to know if I'm on the right track.
Have a note. Can you see that on the screen?
No, sir.
Inside sales representative, right?
Yeah, right. That's the one.
I've already shared on the screen. All of you can see.
No, sir, your screen isn't visible.
Otherwise, in the chat, if people go to the chat box, he has loaded, just open it.
Yes, sir, we've opened.
In the chat box, he's already loaded. All of you read, you want some comments on that. As an India sales representative, African market, you will be responsible towards supporting the field sales team in selling PSK products to new customers in the African market, primarily countries like so-and-so. You will be required to fulfill a wide range of responsibility through the sales process, including cold calling, identifying prospects, and related sales support until closure. Your responsibility will also include working with the additional team across to position and leverage sales opportunity, grow and in the market area. Nicely, you covered all technical points. It may be short. You written very, but see, the point you are writing is that to team, you are responsible for selling product to new customers. That means he is not going to sell to the old customer, he's getting to the new market. This is what you are trying to say, or to all the customers?
So can you repeat that? I didn't get you.
You are written to new customers. This guy is supposed to work in the. It cannot be new customers.
In the market, we are supposed to acquire new customers.
That is different. You cannot sell products to new customer, right? The wording. You got it?
Oh, okay.
Okay, you can acquire new customer. That you can put one more point. Here, if I have to write based on your this one, you will be responsible for supporting the field sales team in maximizing sales to the existing customer.
Oh,
okay. In acquiring maximum new customers. Are you getting my point?
Yeah,
maximizing the existing sales, acquiring new customers.
Got it.
Good. That is all two targets you are giving him, right?
Right.
Or third, you can also say retaining the existing customer.
Okay.
Retention is also very important. One side you are only adding new customer, old customer is going. Retention management is very much more important than acquiring a new one. So you can
absolutely.
Say maximizing the sales, acquiring new customer, retaining the old customer with satisfaction.
Okay.
This three is more than enough. And how you will do? Through the cold call, identifying prospects and related sales support until closure. This is how you will do it. What you will do is this one, 3. And the another method for job description, what you will do? You will acquire new customer, retain the old customer, maximize sales. How you will do it? Through cold call, identify prospects or related sales until closure. And additionally, you will also work with other team members.
Right. Got it.
You did done very well. Little more wording needs to be.
Sure, sir.
The key responsibility down there you written very well.
More clarity on the wordings, that's what is required.
A little more clarity on the wordings. So, like here I said 3 words is catching, no? Maximizing sales, acquiring new customer, retaining the old customer. Does it make sense?
Yes, absolutely. It does, sir. It clarifies a lot of things.
A lot of things, right? In the responsibilities you written very well. See, again, we all know, I say, when using the right word, using the right framework, that is what makes us different from the other people. That is what we call as ourselves as a professional. Like the way I given you, KRAKP, everybody writes it. No? Job description also everybody writes it. Did we go with some concept, some framework, some purpose? Correct, no? So everywhere we are going with the terminology, we are going with the framework, we are with the model. That is where the professional is different from a common sense guy.
Right, sir.
Good, yeah, good attempt. And so with this, my discussion today, with all you guys' background, if you have some time, but don't rush through, don't panic. Go, I'll share all my documents. Even the other position document also I'll share. I don't have any confidential report so far. So you people try and sit and work out based on that model. Always use models. Okay, guys. Anything else?
Yes,
anybody like to share anything?
No, Professor.
Survi, you said your how kind of questions is asking. You have to be careful in asking questions with challenge people.
Yeah, that I about to ask because because if you'll feel offended, that is I was thinking to ask there. Somebody who was physically challenged, sometimes they feel offended if you asking the.
Legally, it is wrong. You'll be sued if you are in countries like US and European markets. You cannot ask him offending question. You can ask what kind of support can we help you in any better way? Can you inform us how and what way I can help you to make your working in the office more comfortable? You can't say, can you come with your disability? Will you be able to come time 9 o'clock?
Yeah. That is the question. Okay.
You cannot ask that kind of question. You can put it the other way around. In what way we can help you to make your journey in the office is more comfortable? How can we help you to do your job better in the office? What kind of facilities we can give? So you put it the other way around.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else?
No, Professor.
Okay then. Enjoy, man. Happy Sunday evening. Go and enjoy.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank
And
you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have one just one question. Sir, how if you can just tell us how to go about this thing assignments again? Like there are no question and answers kind of a thing.
Then just
There
put
are no
question answer. Well, just put your learnings out of the case.
out
What is
of the
the
case
fact of
study.
the case?
Okay.
What are the learnings?
Okay.
Basically, I'm trying to understand what is the facts of the case, what is the analysis of the case, what is the learning.
Okay, sir.
That's all.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Don't get into more story. Just get into the facts of the case and brief. What is the analysis? What is the learning?
Right, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sir, it has to be in 10 slides, right? Any case?
Like maximum 10 slides. Don't get into more slides. Don't write all the repeat whatever stories and carnies inside. Come straight to the learning points. Okay. Don't go beyond 10. Make it a rule. Come less than 10, around 10 maximum.
Yes, sir.
So we can put pictorial view or we put the theory.
I'm not telling you please don't do it. It's just a suggestion from my side. If you do more slides, that means we are not clear. If you are able to do it in less slide, we are very clear. Otherwise, there is no restriction from my side, 3 or 4 or 10, 15. But don't take more than 15 minutes to explain. Otherwise, it will take a lot of time. But if you are learning all 10 case studies in this class, I'm telling you it's a big achievement. The way we start the first assignment, the different concept we learn, and second assignment, if you 10 case studies in one course you are trying to learn means, but provided all of you listen from others. Don't think that it's only the objective is for grading purpose. Grading purpose is one minimum objective. The main objective is each one is researching for other purpose and everybody should learn from each one. I'm hoping you guys to learn maximum in a short time. Done? Because time is money.
Professor, I have a question. Will this assignment be presented in the class like how you did for the previous one?
Preferably, so that everybody can learn.
Okay, thank you.
Next class, be ready. Next class, I'll take it. Next class, you people be ready.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Sure, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, we have not received the marks for the first assignment.
Oh, sorry, man. In a day or two, I will give it to you. I've already noted in my diary. I have not loaded in my LMS. Maybe tomorrow I'll load it.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Professor Sirisha here, I have a question.
Yeah.
See, under assignment 2 HR case studies, we have 10 different case studies from which we picked one for each group. And I'm just doubtful on what are the other case studies we have there, like Portman Hotel case study, second assignment, Southwest Airlines case study. Are we entitled to do something from them or are we just supposed to go through them?
No, you just go through, read it. One of you, each one group, you are for grading purpose, you have to present only one case study.
Okay.
Number 2, Southwest and Portman is a very lengthy one. So I thought 2 groups can join together instead of 1 group. 3, if each one of you at convenient time read both Southwest Lines and Portman, if not for this course purpose, even otherwise.
Okay, so just to summarize from HR case studies, the 10 case studies, whatever you have given, we have to make a presentation of 10 slides, 15 minutes, and other one we just read and go through.
Yeah, read so that it improves your knowledge.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, can you please share the document today's session, that Word document?
All this document I'll send it to, because I cannot send it to each one of you. I'll send it to Raghu. Raghu will give it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All the documents I'll give you, the complete KRA.
Okay.
Previous assignment case studies by all the teams, can it be made available to everyone?
That's what I told you guys. Make it available. Can you get from any one of you can take it from everybody, consolidate? It's all. So why don't you each one write it to one particular person so that even I want to have a consolidated.
So one on team, one on volunteer can share. Actually, my team
We can do one thing.
will send the document to another one.
So we have
One team member.
Survi, what we can do is from each team, let's mail our assignment to Arvind sir. Okay, and then Arvind sir can probably upload it on the common portal where it's accessible to all of us. So I think that's safe.
Let's consolidate all your 10-12 presentations together in one zip file.
Okay, let collect our side, then we'll send to Arvind sir. So he doesn't have time to collect from everybody. So let one person.
Even I need, all your presentations.
Take responsibility, collect the 10 team. We'll contact 10 me and then we'll do this. Okay.
Then as I told you, I need it in a Word format because I'm going to make a lot of questions from there only for your exam.
Okay. Word format, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, guys, manage. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You have
Thank
a
you, sir.
wonderful day.
You too, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Professor.
sir.